Hey guys, let's talk about Dfinity. Dfinity has been one of the projects that has got everyone's attention. This is one of the project which most of the community people have been excited about. And unfortunately, they are not doing an ICO. So they're not doing an ICO, and why am I even covering this? Well, one of the reason I'm covering this that they are going to do better things, which is called airdrop. So they are doing an airdrop, which is going to be a free tokens to some of the community members, not to everyone. So there is a catch. One of the good thing about ICO is that you know that you're going to get the hands of your token because you're going to give your funds. But the good part about airdrops are they are free. You don't have to pay anything. But at the same time, there's no certainty whether I will be eligible for the airdrop. I will not be eligible for the airdrop. That purely depends on the project, right? So that's the drawback. But another reason I want to cover is since this Dfinity project is so created so much of excitement around this community, that one thing that I do know, and also looking at the project, they look really strong. One thing that I do know, the moment they get listed on the exchanges, the price is going to spike very high. Imagine the people who are going to get airdrop, they will be able to sell their tokens almost 10x 20x just in case if they intend to. Again, there is no guarantee. This is just my prediction. This is just my opinion. How do I make that prediction? Well, I can look at ontology. Ontology is something that we covered yesterday, and we saw that people got airdrop. There was no ICO for ontology. Today it's trading about $7. And similar thing might happen with Dfinity. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment box below. But let's have a look at what Dfinity is and how are they doing an airdrop and why did they actually cancel their ICO in the first place, right? So what is Dfinity? Well, as per their website, this is a very technical project, but I have got a simplified version of it, so we will go through that. But as per the website, it is a blockchain computer with unlimited capacity and incredible performance, algorithmic governance, cloud 3.0. In fact, they went on to say that they are NASA, they are NASA of cloud computing. That's what they said. That's a huge claim, like NASA of cloud computing. Are you kidding me? But that's quite possible because I was looking at their team and everything else. So before we talk about what exactly the airdrop is going to happen, whether you can be a part of the airdrop, let's talk about what exactly. There are two main problems that Dfinity is solving, right? The first one is decentralizing these companies, the eBay, social media, messaging, search engine, and storage. So in their own words, many traditional monopolistic technology, these are monopolistic. Messaging is overruled by Gmail, social media is ruled by Facebook, Twitter, and others, and so is eBay and Airbnb. So this has become a monopoly, right? So they are going to decentralize that, and also they are going to decentralize the cloud storage, which I've already spoken about. So in their own words, intermediaries such as Uber, eBay, social networks, messaging, and even web search might be re-engineered as open source businesses, which is not an open source right now, as we all know. And as much as we want them to be open source, they can't. So what we can is we can build the new project, right? And that's what Dfinity is doing. And the other one is over here, which is traditional clouds such as Amazon Web Services. They are going to decentralize the cloud computing as well. And resulting, so here is it. The dramatic savings are possible because of the vast majority of costs involved in running the enterprise IT system derived from supporting human capital. What they mean to say is Amazon Web Services and other services, there is a lot of human capital required. Not infrastructure cost, but human capital required. What if you could replace that human capital? You could replace those humans with machines, and that is what Dfinity is trying to do, thus lowering down the cloud computing cost as well. So this is a very powerful project for sure, and one of the reason so this is something that I must share this with you. So I was reading their article, and one of the reasons why they canceled their ICO is because they do not wanted to get into any regulatory issue. And as per their statement, they say that, you know, this architecture, this project is so important and so dear to us that we do not want to take a risk by going for an ICO, because, you know, recently that SEC was saying that, well, Ethereum is also a security token and whatnot. So these guys said, oh, let's not do something like that, because we really don't want to risk. It's an amazing project, something like this, we don't want to risk it, so let's go ahead and build. If this was another ICO, like something scammy, or maybe they are not going to do something, you know what they will do first? No matter what, we're going to do an ICO. Whether the product is built or not built, we least care about the product, but we care about the ICO. But that's not happened with the Dfinity. That's not what they are doing. So obviously they are going to build something strong. So that is one of the strongest reasons that I also found. Of course, the team is pretty strong. And one of the interview that I found with the CEO, and I think he is the Chief Science Officer, Dominic William, President and Chief Scientist. And so if you know about the Epicenter is a channel on YouTube called Epicenter. They have a lot of interviews there. You know, they have interviews with a lot of CEOs and technologists. So this guy was there on the Epicenter. In case you want to take more interest in this Dfinity project, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. You can watch it in case if you haven't watched. I'm sure if you have been excited about Dfinity, you would have already watched this interview. So coming back to the airdrop. So what exactly are they doing with the airdrop, and how much of airdrop are they doing? Let's go ahead and look into it. So in their own words again, for reasons I expand on following the sections, raising funds by running a traditional ICO is not in the best interest of the project, even though we would very much like to please the crowd and run one. So they would have done ICO only to please people and not really to raise funds. That's interesting. And nonetheless, we will still want to increase the distribution of Dfinity tokens before the network launches. So one of the reasons also they want to do airdrop is also because when you have more wallets, more number of people, when you have a large community holding these tokens, the value of the tokens really goes up. And this is one of the reasons why you will see these airdrop happening. It's not just that they want to give free tokens. Of course they want, but at the same time there are some benefits as well, because there are more number of people, more number of wallets out there, and of course it's like a free advertisement, right? So we have determined that the best way to form an airdrop where participants must submit their KYC and AML process. And so that's what I said. Maybe you're a part of the community already. If you're not a part of the community, I mean, you can definitely subscribe to their newsletter here. I don't see if there is a link for them to be whitelisted, so I'm not getting into that. Of course, look at the technology. I'm not covering all of this because these are some of the features and technology that this blockchain is going to bring: user protection, faster evolution, adaptive network. But definitely look out for this token once they get listed on the exchange, because I think for the first week they are going to really spike up. So yes, so recipients will be able to use their tokens to start experimenting. So I think they need the KYC and AML process that needs to be filled in on their website, and then it would be dependent how much tokens they will be distributed. So they are going to be distributing around worth 25 millions of Swiss franc, which is worth a lot, to be honest. Let's have a look of 25 millions of $2 US. Wow, that's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. Right. So this is the amount that they're going to distribute, and every individual is going to get about 500 to 2,500 Swiss franc, depending on their tenuity in the community. So that is how they're going to distribute it. And of course, they have given a warning: do not fall for the scams. So there are many like, you know, it always happens. If there is an ICO which is like oversubscribed and there are scammers going after it. So even if you hear someone saying that, oh, Dfinity is doing an ICO, please fall for it. They are not doing an ICO. And also be careful about the airdrop, because subscribe here and definitely check your emails if you are eligible for the airdrop, and do not just give your information for any random email that you get. So definitely be careful, because most popular ICOs and most popular projects, they tend to be a lot of scams. Definitely be careful about that. So again, last, let me know what you think about Dfinity. I see your Dfinity project. Have you been part of the Dfinity community for a very long time? Do you think you're going to be getting the airdrop? Because yesterday on the live, I think there were a few people who saying that yes, we are eligible for the airdrop. So let me know. Congratulations to you if you are, and let me know how excited about you are about the Dfinity. And also let me know, do you think the prices are going to spike up when they get listed on the exchange? I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Take care.